Shalom.
Yep. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole, Indian descent, so-called Haitians and Jamaicans, which are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, according to prophecies, according to the scriptures. All right, according to YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes, that's the true names of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. All right, and the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. All right, so we're gonna check the feed, and we're gonna open up by giving all praises.
Okay.
There go the Father.
Yeah.
And we come out week in and week out through the spirit and power of YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes to preach and to teach the downfall of Babylon the Great, America, but ultimately for salvation for our people, man. All right, the people of on this sign. All right, and we do have the sign from Judah on down to Issachar. And these are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, according to the prophecies, according to the Bible. And the Bible was written for us. All right.
Yep. Yeah, we good, yeah.
All right, Khan. So without further ado, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach us this truth through the spirit and power, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, peace, love, and blessings to the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great America, which is ought to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. That'll become in World War III, Jacob's trouble, so on and so on, man.
Yeah, real soon, man.
Real soon.
Yeah. So we're gonna start off with you said Romans 13 and 11. Yeah, straight to the point. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And it says, Romans chapter 13, verse 11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Khan, that's why we only focus on prophecies, the scriptures, and the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because according to Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, all right, there's a time and a purpose for every season under heaven, man, roughly paraphrasing. If you want, you can get that. All right, because now it's the time for the nation of Israel to be redeemed. That's why you're seeing all this exposure. All right, all the lies being torn down, pursuing 2nd Chronicles chapter 5 and 10. All right, bringing down strongholds, roughly paraphrasing. 2nd Chronicles. Corinthians, Salakia. 2nd Corinthians chapter 5 and 10, Salakia, slip of the tongue. All right, but nonetheless, we are living in these times under the heavens, man. All right, the Lord is exposing this truth unto the elect that we can be partakers of salvation, deliverance. All right, roughly paraphrasing.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. And it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Yep, and just like how the scriptures say, there's a time and a season and a purpose under heaven, man. And we're living in that times now, contrary to your beliefs. All right? Contrary to your people's belief, man, we're living in that time that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is about to execute judgment, not only upon, of course, the 2/3 that disobey and do not take correction coming from the Heavenly Father via through the prophets, but mainly upon the heathen nations. No more we're going to be under captivity, subjection, or being tributaries, being servants under different heathen nations, man. Pursuing the it's plenty of scriptures, but the scripture that I have in mind, Lamentation 4 and 21, all right, that our iniquity has been accomplished. And now, chiefly, the main, as Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai have of the head, Esau Edom being the head of the heathens, the head honcho, the ones he have true hatred and controversy against, because Esau Edom not only, furthered the affliction, all right, they took our land and they took our identity. All right, so at the end of the day, they're going to be executed, and it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's why they're going to be exterminated, pursuing the Obadiah chapter 1 and 18. All right, you can read the whole chapter.
Trying to attempt to take our identity. Like you say, the exposure coming out now.
Yep.
More and more that we the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, man. Okay, not Esau, Edom. Okay, when we coming to the knowing the so-called white race, like you say, that took our land and took our identity, called themselves the Israelites or Israelis, you know. But we seeing what's going on with over there in the land of Israel now. And those phones, okay, they're soon to be about to be destroyed, man. Okay, you got the whole situation with Iran, okay, which that's key prophecy. Okay, when it comes to the brewing of the Third World War or World War III, okay. Yep.
One call, two calls, three calls. Is that what I do?
I know that nigga gonna be deaf, man, in the near future. Like I said, he got the whole block rocking.
Shit, but let him enjoy himself, man.
Yeah, God.
Okay, you think, like we're going into, man, over there in Israel, just last week you had Israel and Iran, starting to really get, because they always had, tensions between themselves, and now they're getting physical when it comes to those strikes now. Okay, when it comes to the brewing of the Third World War. And the apostles and elders of Great Millstone all been saying, hey, World War III ain't really gonna kick off until Israel and Iran start to get, more heated. To the point they go to the point of physical war, shooting missiles at each other, man. So you see that going on. Okay, when it comes to Israel and Iran. And now you got, Donald Trump trying to, be more involved in backing up Israel. Okay, because Israel and America are allies. Okay, because America always supporting those phonies over there, when it comes to Israel. Okay, so now we get that getting a step closer to the Third World War, but also the time of we coming into is the RFID microchip about to be implemented.
That's right.
Okay, because the elder Apostle Tahar and the rest of the the men of Great Millstone, but starting with elder Apostle Tahar, you always say that, hey, before the nuclear missile can be launched, hey, the RFID microchip got to be implemented first. Yep. And we seeing that when it comes to this cashless society that's soon about to be set up. Okay, when it comes to these elites of Esau, Edom. Okay, the central bankers. Okay, for Chief Ephraim. But lately now, Chief Ephraim got the $1 million question.
Oh yeah,
Who gonna implement the RFID micro? Okay, even there talking about it might be America. Talking about it ain't America. You talking about it China and Russia. They ain't on the same path. But he must be paying attention when it comes to how everything moving digitally. Cause Russia, China, all of them moving to a format, even though they want to get rid of the American dollar. But Russia, China, they moving towards a cashless society. Okay, over there on the European, okay, the NATO, okay, you made mention of that too. NATO ain't pushing, the MOTB. Well, they're the head when it comes to on the MOTB, the mark of the beast. Okay, because we know what the beast system is. Okay, which the beast system is the Roman Empire coming back today through NATO and in America. Okay, European countries. Okay, that and mainly these elites that stand out of Europe. Yeah, we know America came from out of Europe when it comes to England or Great Britain.
Yeah, Great Britain.
Okay, just as the state of Israel came out of Great Britain. Okay, to show you that the Edomites are ruling today. Okay, cause you say that what white nation, what white people gonna push the mark of the beast? Okay, yeah, the European system when it comes to the Edomites. But we know a lot of these false prophets, like I said, Chief Ephraim now, boasting himself up like he knows something. But it clearly to see if you in the know, us that's in the faith, and the questions that he asked when it comes to the mark of the beast, okay, they just show more and more that he ain't know what time we in, man.
God, he's a unbeliever, and at the end of the day, this how you know he's not a spiritual man, because it don't matter who the fuck brings the MOTB, just know it's coming. All right, ultimately, YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes is gonna bring it. YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes put the spirit on Esau Edom, because this is the time of their rulership. But this now we coming to the end, and that's where at the end, okay, we didn't want to establish the NWO. Okay, and Esau Edom is at the forefront of that. Okay, but you got
the Russians, which they're Edomites, okay, pushing that same format when it comes to the RFID micro, coming to the point of a digital currency. China is the great example, man, which they're Moabites, okay, but so they're another nation that pushing a cashless society, a digital currency, CBDCs, okay. All nations going to eventually move towards that type of format because we're coming in the time of these elites, okay, bringing a more and more platform of digital currency by the way of AI and technology, okay, more surveillance, okay, and all that, man. Okay, so it ain't hard to tell if you in the know through the spirit and power of YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes and through the men that YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes set up to help guide you through the scriptures, okay? Okay, so we in the time, yeah, soon, hey, people gonna see, especially these men amongst Israel, these false prophets that claim they Israelites or leaders, they're not touching on the RFID microchip being the mark of the beast, man. You got IUIC doing the same thing, you know, lately, with the beginning of this week. Okay, you got IUIC with what the name was, Bishop Malachi for IUIC, you know, going into the whole 2020 situation with the, you know,
with the C-Ragamuffin.
Yeah, with the vax, you know, and all that. Okay, and you saying that, you know, how in 2020, you know, when people that took that that jab, okay, most likely they're gonna take the MOTB. But their whole stance on the MOTB is that it's sin. It ain't gonna be no RFID micro. But somehow they started there and trying to, you know, engage into it. It might can be a RFID micro. Okay, but like I say, but start with Bishop Nathaniel, the head for IUIC. He been saying that the mark of the beast is not the, you know, the RFID microchip. Okay, he been saying that the sin. One point in time, it been an embargo, a hegemony. Okay, remember it's June. Yep. Ain't no micro. Okay, man. And happily, hey, here in America, there's a saying that the month of June is microchipping month.
Yep.
Okay, hey, so the Lord, you do making mockery of these false prophets, man. But a lot of these Israelite camps, okay, when it comes to these false leaders, they're not teaching that the RFID micro is the mark of the beast, man. Yep. Okay, but we coming to them point of times. And we seeing the stage being set. Hey, we coming to that point in time that, man, that the Lord about to show the true meaning of Revelation chapter 13, verse 16.
Basically going, at the end of the day, prophecies is always going to win. YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes is always going to win. Just like I was going into my video lesson before, man. At the end of the day, you can't stop prophecies.
Oh, no.
All right, YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes is going to do whatever and going to do what is written in these scriptures, man. All right, the prophecies, which means the things that happened before. All right, future events. And we understand that through the spirit and power of YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes. That's why we pray that we are the hopeful, fearful elect. Pray that we endure unto the end. Because we see what's up, man. We see what's going on in the earth. Even dealing with these false prophets. Either they, and mostly, because we understand you can buy a nigga cheap. You give a nigga some money, they'll sell out quick, man, for anything, even if it means they souls. All right, and there's countless of scriptures on that. All right, different men that fit. Hey, Judas Iscariot is a prime example. He betrayed the only begotten Son, Lord Yahawashi. All right, but hey, he's still gonna be in the kingdom of heaven. He's still an Israelite.
Yeah, all Israel gonna be saved.
Yeah,
after this place being destroyed. Okay, when it comes to this place, America. But starting with the elect, when it comes to the 144,000 and 1/3, when Yahawashi returned, deliver the elect by the way of the chariots, what the world called UFOs, man, or the spaceships, as the other Apostle Gabar, man, you know, making mention late. Okay, and that, you know, that's strange to much, you know, majority of our people, but not to the elect. Okay, but when it comes to 2/3 of our people, they're gonna be judged on the side. Okay, starting with, you know, those false prophets amongst Israel. And their congregation, they done misled, okay, or eventually when it comes to the non-believers of our people, when it comes to 2/3 of our people, they're doing all type of wickedness, okay, indulging all type of madness when it comes to serving these false gods, idol worship, going after hedonistic customs, okay, and those that come against the truth, okay, when it comes to the 2/3 of our people, hey, the Lord gonna judge them, okay, as we come into the point in time of Jacob's trouble, yeah, Lord judging 2/3 of our people at the time now, okay, but much more in the time of Jacob's trouble, especially those that take that RFID microchip, okay, because that seems like the hot topic now, okay, for this week, man, okay, and it's soon to be implemented, because according to Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, okay, the ones of our people that take that RFID micro, hey, they're going to be destroyed by the way of the thermonuclear missiles, okay, when it comes to this place of America, destruction, man, okay, that's why we get that stern warning, okay, starting with the men of Great Millstone, starting with the apostles, the elders, and the brother on down, man, okay, because there's going to be a punishment, okay, for taking. So it ain't no light thing. Ain't no, you know, even though it might, yeah, how can a RFID micro, okay, you know, because that way, you know, a lot of these false just like kept saying, hey, yeah, hell, no, it can't be no physical small device like that.
They don't see the bigger picture. They honestly, they don't have faith, because, like I said, man, these the same devils. They run the monetary system. They run the paper dollar. So you got to be a small-minded individual to really think that these devils can't switch over a whole different of payments, transactions, digital currencies, going from physical currency to digital currency. They have articles on the reasons why to have a digital currency, thinking that it's for the greater good and so on and so forth. But it's all in deceit, wickedness, and lies, man. All right, so hey, you people, you're going to have a rude awakening. That's why when Revelation 12:12 come upon you, then you should know that a prophet been among you, because we've been telling y'all motherfuckers this shit, man. All right, we ain't up here just wasting our breath and wasting our time. All right, we coming out here commanded by YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes, but we understand that the elect is only going to obtain it. I got a quick precept.
Oh, go ahead.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4. All right, and Salaki on that. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, Yahweh, to the pulling down of strongholds. All right, pulling down these lies, man. Pulling down the way of the world. Because the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It's not going to benefit you nothing. Only thing it's going to benefit is wickedness and so-called free will. Do as thou wilt. All right, witchcraft.
Yeah.
All right, Satanism. That's what it ultimately goes into. If you're not worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai through him, all right, to the best of your ability, you ultimately worship Satan in some type of shape, form, or fashion, man.
Or believing in Esau.
Especially believing in Esau.
Esau is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan.
That's right.
Like I say, man, when it comes to the stronghold, it's being pulled down. Okay? It's being brought down, man, when it comes to Esau Edom lies and his agendas. And at this point, we know the agenda of Esau Edom, when it comes to the NWO, hey, they want to implement the RFID micro, man.
And even in that interview, Aaron Russo,
Yeah.
all right, that's a popular interview. The main objective is to have everybody in the world tagged. Come on, man. These motherfuckers is in power. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That's because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai ordained this devil to rule, but only for a short time in the season. Job 20:5. Also Job 14:5, man. All right.
So everything being exposed when it comes to Esau Edom.
That's right.
Okay, that's how we know this RFID micro is the MOTB, man. Okay, because we see their agenda. Like I said, Alex Russo and Alex Jones, you know, interview. The apostles, elders always been going into that, man. Okay, but now it's coming to more and more fruition, because we coming to those times now, man. Okay, so we come to that type of system being set up. Okay, like we say, we're going into more and more talks of CBDC, central bank digital currencies. Okay, latest brothers been putting up videos.
Genesis Act. I'm not Genius Act.
The Genius Act.
Mm-hmm. What were you about to say?
Now I'm saying, brothers been putting up video about the company, the tech company, the AI company of Planeteer. Okay, a tech company, Planeteer. Okay, they're known for their surveillance, the AI technology. Okay, when it comes to database, when it comes to data alliance and all that. Okay, keeping tabs on people, but more and more advanced. Okay, so 'cause that's the time we're coming into. Cause not only that RFID micro gonna be a way of buying and selling, but also gonna be a way of tracking. Okay, biometric. Okay, when it comes to people whereabouts, man. That's why you got the more and more seeing talks or in the news. Okay, when it comes to facial recognition. Okay, when it comes to eye recognition, they say biometric.
They say Planeteer
Yeah.
Technologies, a software company that specializes in data, analytics, and integration.
So more and more surveillance, man. Okay, when it comes to Esau Edom, foreign is agenda. Okay, and all that's going to really center around that RFID micro. But that's going to be the easiest way, okay, to keep tabs on people. Okay, the buy and sell, but also when it comes to their physical well-being, their whereabouts, keeping tabs, keeping track on people, man. Okay, that's how Esau Edom is moving, man. That's how we know we're coming in the time of the MOTB about to be implemented. Okay, smart cities. Okay, we know about these smart cities and they want to build safe zones. Okay, because within those smart cities, there only going to be a limit of what you can have and what you can do. Okay, tracking, man. Okay, and all that's going to sit around that RFID micro, man. Okay, when it's all said and done.
Verse 5, casting down on 2 Corinthians 10:5, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High God Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach Yahawashai.
And that's how Esau moving. Okay, he moving towards of being in the mind frame of being a God, man. Okay, which the word God means power. Okay, but he to the point through his technology. Okay, he think he want to be more advanced. Okay, than man. Okay, be more advanced than the higher power himself, YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes. Okay, he got a God complex, man. Okay, he figured that he can CHIPP, CHIPED, all nations. Okay, so how he can keep a track, through surveillance. Okay, where they whereabouts. Okay, people, being up under that type of system. Okay, and through his technology, you feel like, man, I can get rid of the existence of God, okay, and the people of God on top of that, okay, because Esau Edom know who the true biblical Hebrew Israelites are when it comes to the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, okay, that's why now he just boasting more and more in this AI technology, they boasting in the sword, okay, we see what's going on with these ice raids, okay, Marines being deployed, okay, National Guards, soon to be UN troops, martial law, soon to be. Okay, we see what Trump is doing now with the whole deportation of when it comes to the Northern Kingdom, okay, mainly the Hispanic and Latino tribes, okay, they're getting their wake-up call now. Okay, a lot of them being hauled off into detention centers or being, hauled off, deportation, being kicked out of America, okay? But soon we're gonna come to the point of execution, okay, lethal force, man. Okay, that's the time we're coming into. And you got simple Negroes when it comes to the Southern Kingdom, okay? Negroes, so-called blacks, and because they don't look at the Hispanics or the Latino tribes or the Mexicans, all of them. They don't look at us as the same people. Okay, so they shown it. Okay, they make market. They're good for them Mexicans. They're good for them to get deported and all that. Okay, all the Northern kids, they're the bad reason for America not prospering. That's the simple of our people when it comes to the so-called Southern Kingdom, Negro tribes, man. But Esau, ready to come against all tribes, man. Okay, especially you so-called Negroes, man. Okay, so they already setting the sword up, man. Okay, according to Ezekiel, chapter 21 and 9. Okay, but you had read 2 Corinthians 10:5. Yeah, I'm gonna get 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. And it says, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, we're not ignorant of his devices, all the different schemes and plots that he used via through the social media. And yes, we do understand that Esau Edom does control the narrative. He controls the television, social media platforms, the news outlets, and so on and so forth. But we still have faith and have confidence of YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes, and prophecies are still playing out.
That is spirit, like you say, because you make mention that Esau Edom, okay, control the narrative when it comes to the social media or the news and all that. But now that's being exposed.
Yep.
Okay, because I listened to a video yesterday, Elder Karat, okay, up and coming Elder Karat from GMS Las Vegas branch, okay, camp, you know, the head. He had went into a video exposing Esau Edom when it comes to the false, we name it Benton. I ain't real.
His so-called name,
we say not a Jew.
Yeah.
Okay. But basically, when it came to ever since this whole attacking Iran, okay, which they attacked Iran first last on Friday, but now they're trying to play the victim because Iran counteract and shooting missiles on certain missile strikes. Now they're saying they not Iran the damn the terror. But they're the one that attacked Iran first. Yep. So Iran just retaliated. But he went into did a video off of me on social media. Okay, they're exposing these devils. Well, bidding not a Jew. But basically even like he had put it was a meme like ever since from 1996 and 2005, 2012, now here in 2025, okay, they had the same narrative that Iran got weapons of mass destruction. Any day now they can use their weapons of mass destruction. But they've been going back ever since. They've been saying that ever since 1990s, man. Okay.
Even before that, I think because I know what you're talking about. Even during the time, the 1948ers, on how and why they entered into the land of Israel, so they had to make up some type of propaganda at the end of the day. These devils and these elites make up propaganda in order to take over shit. All right, going back to Habakkuk 2 and 5. All right, he's a proud man. He keep him not at home. All right, he gather unto him nations. He heapeth unto him all peoples. This is the MO of Esau Edom, the so-called Caucasian white race, man. And I got a precept right quick. This is Isaiah 25 and 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. So no more deceits, man. No more lies. These nations are being woken up to the fact that you are the devil and you are a great liar and a deceiver. And also Psalms 64. All right, and I'm gonna get that right quick because at the end of the day, we are in the time of the exposure. And before destruction happens, exposure has to come.
Yeah.
All right, the Lord has to let it, because that's how you know that there's no cloak for your sins. The prophets are out here. All right, and not only the prophets, there's all type of, increasing of knowledge, information out here in the world, but people still want to tend to what they want to tend to. Ultimately, not being of the elect.
Yeah, majority of our people. Okay, our people then being distracted. Okay, our people, worrying about, things, worldly things.
New thing, Tyler Perry and his scandal, which we are. Like I said, you a man putting on a dress, man, and you a mo. All right, you a bundle of sticks, man. All right, that's just what it is.
Yeah. Now the whole P. Diddy and all that, all that madness.
Hollywood now, Hollywood, all that.
The latest trend, the latest gossip, the latest fashion. Okay, our people are into. They celebrate these, they just talking about that, Juneteenth. Yeah. Okay, thinking they, because Juneteenth supposed to be which is a newly tradition or holiday for America, for you so-called Negroes, thinking that you damn free. Okay, because now Juneteenth is June 19th is the way or the day that our people have been free. Okay, it's showing you how ignorant our people are or how lost they are, man. Okay, now we still in captivity to this day, man. Okay, but our people like to look for Juneteenth. The next holiday will be what July, the 4th of July.
Yep.
And all that, man.
Independence Day.
You know, which a lot of these holidays, okay, or folly days we call them, okay, as we say, you know, it's all about mirth and celebrate. Okay, just eating, indulging and being gutless and eating abominable foods, doing all type of wickedness, partying, being in the spirit of mirth. But at the same time, man, YahawashiElectScattered about ready to collapse this place. Okay, when it comes to these elites. Okay, when it comes to the spirit and power of YahawashiElectScattered. Okay, and the main ones that are gonna be cut off guard are you simple Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. When it comes to the 2/3, man. Okay, but us are the hopeful elect, and we paying attention. Okay, we measuring the times. Okay, once again, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices when it comes to Esau Edom. Okay, at this time, man.
Psalm 64 and verse 6. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Going into Esau Edom, ultimately the elites, because the elites have what the Lord gave them. All right, YahawashiElectScattered gave them the power, the wicked power of wisdom, knowledge. All right, increasing in knowledge, understanding. All right, technology.
YahawashiElectScattered said Esau eat them up. Like I said, on the left hand side, under the spiritual demon Satan.
That's right.
Okay, because Esau Edom represent the wicked. Like you see, you quoted what Job
9. Oh, 9 and 24.
9 and 20. I think you quoted it.
Yeah, Dad.
9 and 24.
14 and 5.
And you got what 2 Thessalonians.
Oh, 2. Yup. 2 and 8.
2 and 8. Coming after the workers of Satan. Okay, but Satan is an angel. Okay, right along with the rest of the angels on the left hand side, what they would call evil spirits or demons. Okay, on the left hand side of YahawashiElectScattered. YahawashiElectScattered control everything. Okay, not what contrary to belief when it comes to Christians, wacky tacky Christians thinking that Satan got his own power. Okay, or he was kicked out of heaven with the fallen angels or a host of angels, or you know, a multitude of angels that came here on the earth doing their own will. Now, YahawashiElectScattered control Satan, okay, and these the spirits on the left hand side, okay. When it comes to wickedness or evil, and happily, the Lord created Esau Edom, okay, to be partaker of being controlled by Satan and the demons on the left hand side at this time.
That's right.
Okay? When it comes to Esau Edom. And that's why now you're seeing Esau Edom boasting in his power. Okay, when it comes to Satanism.
Yup.
Okay, Baphomet, Satanism, atheism, okay? You know, all type of false gods, the ancient gods that these heathenistic heathen nations went after. Esau Edom is just doing the same thing, man. But it's happening, he just in power. Okay, under the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, they're trying to do his will, man. Okay, but it all ties into that YahawashiElectScattered control everything, man. Okay, so Esau Edom just set up on the left hand side, man, to do the bidding of the Lord. Okay, for example, of what not to do. And they're gonna be shown when YahawashiElectScattered return and take Esau Edom out of power, man. Okay, because there's only one true living power, and that's YahawashiElectScattered, man, that control all things, man. Okay, when it comes to, in this case, Esau Edom, and when it comes to YahawashiElectScattered, really about to justify righteousness. And happily, we make a righteous side, man. Okay, Israel, man. Okay, starting with the elect. And even though 2/3 of our people, they fall into being victim of Satan and Esau Edom at this time. Okay, as we're in this captivity in this hell. Okay, but when it comes to the elect of Israel, okay, that hopeful number that we're striving to be part of. Okay, when it comes to the 144,000, we know eventually YahawashiElectScattered going to set up the kingdom and the elect being joint heirs and righteousness, man.
Verse 7, Psalm 64 and 7. But the Most High Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall be wounded. They shall be wounded. Verse 8.
You know, arrow represent those missiles, man. Okay, the thermonuclear missiles that are going to destroy this place in America. Okay, Okay, once again, that's why you're seeing things get more heated when it comes to Israel and Iran. Okay, because Jeremiah chapter 49 and 20 say that the least of the flock should draw them out when it comes to America being, joined into this war by Israel, man. So that's why you're seeing now Israel and Iran starting, this third world war being brewing. Okay, and Russia getting involved, because Russia gonna play a key part. Okay, and China, all nations that got nuclear capability. Okay, certain members of NATO. Okay, and you seeing Turkey now wanna, join with Russia. Okay, well Turkey is a member of NATO. Okay, but now they starting to switch sides and going with Russia. Okay, and that's going to Ezekiel chapter 38. Starting at verse 1. Okay, when it comes to Turkey playing a part to join into Russia and shoot their missiles upon this place in America. Okay, but Israel at the time, the phonies over there, the small hats, about to leave America into their destruction. Okay, and also the land of Israel being destroyed. Okay, by the way of missiles. Okay, because those, like we're going into those phonies over there are not the original people, and that land gonna be cleansed by thermonuclear fire, just for it to be rightfully owned by the true inheritors, which happen to be us, man. So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Okay, the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, man. Okay, but this place, America, once it's destroyed, it ain't never gonna be inhabited again. Okay, by nations. It's gonna become a desert. Okay, the whole land mass, man. Okay, that's gonna show you the power of YahawashiElectScattered by the way of the missiles. Okay, and the way of the chariots as well. When Yahawashah brings war. Okay, bringing fire, man.
Verse 8, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
Yeah, kind of, that's what we're seeing. A lot of exposure when it comes to these Edomites, man. The truthers, okay, woke, okay, and mainly the prophets exposing. Okay, but you got Esau, Edom even telling on their own self. Okay, when it comes to these elites, okay, the Illuminati, they call themselves, or the less luminary ones. A lot of infighting. Okay, they're exposing each other, their agendas. And we're going to Alex Russo. Okay, they're going into the late 90s. Okay, but ever since then, okay, our apostle Elzim been going into a certain what are the individuals' name?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
I say just it was John Todd, I believe.
John Todd.
Yeah. And all I can think of.
But a lot of exposure, man, coming out on Esau Edom, man. Okay, because this is the time of their exposure, man. The time of their end. Okay, and they got a lot of infighting going on. With William Cooper, I think Lennon, Hamilton. When it comes to the early 2000 videos that exposing Esau Edom, or like going into the late 90s, the apostles, elders, always been going into it, man. Okay, it's been a while since I've been looking into them. Okay, but they always exposing their agenda. Okay, so but now here in 2025, they still being exposed, man. Okay, and most of the information we get it from Esau Edom exposing each other. Okay, we just extrapolate or interpret it through the scriptures. Okay, to make it more plain. Okay, to show who the Edomites are today, and when it comes to their agenda, through the spirit and power of YahawashiElectScattered. Okay, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and running on down. Okay, that Lord gave the spirit, okay, to understand the scriptures and expose Esau Edom and tell them about their downfall. Okay, and also in the process of their downfall, okay, when it comes to their agenda, okay, but they want to come with worldwide, okay, when it comes to the blessing of their sword, man. Okay?
Because at the end of the day, this is a living book, and it's living through the spirit and power of YahawashiElectScattered via through prophecies. All right, everything that was written in this book, and so on and so forth, is going on in today's life, man. I got a quick precept. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. And I'm gonna read on down to, I guess, verse 10. Probably, further. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that's the time that we're living into. All right, Esau, Edom being revealed by the truth seekers. All right, different social media outlets, especially being on the Instagram and Facebook, you hear all type of different interviews, different people that was once in a secret society exposing the wickedness that goes on behind closed doors. You know, child trafficking. All right, it's dealing with the blood, with the adrenaline. All right, I forgot the term, but hey, I forgot the term.
No, I know we damn living on. I'm trying to be careful. I didn't want to damn, you know, speak it, but you know, chrome and all. I think that's what they call it.
Verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
Yeah, because one point in time we started with, you know, because we know the false image of what they call Christ, a white image, okay, that being exposed, okay, here in 2025 and previous years. Yeah, we know that when it comes to Esau, Edom, ever since the time of iconoclasm and whitewashing, the 14th century, or the rebirth, the Renaissance, okay, they put themselves up as, you know, God being white, who the world called Christ being white. They go back to Cesare Borgia, you know, at this time. Okay, but now that done been exposed. But more now they want to put themselves up as the Most High when it comes to their technology now. Okay, when it comes to their technology, the AI. Okay, because now they talking about AI gonna rewrite the Bible. Okay, AI technology gonna be more advanced than the God of the Bible. Okay, through our technology, you know, certain the boy Swab talking about the fourth industrial revolution, and that's gonna be sent around the RFID micro. Okay, you know, so now more and more through the technology on the left hand side, they witchcraft, and through their pride, and now all of a sudden they get down the AI robots and all that. Okay, now through their pride, they thinking, hey man, ain't no God of the Bible, man. Okay, ain't no God of the Bible. We more advanced than him. And we got these simple Negro, Latino, Native Americans, they ain't knowing nothing. Okay, we got a couple of them might be down waking up and trying to come against us, but in their mind, like, man, we'll get rid of all of them. That's how Esau Edom moving, man. Okay, yeah, but it's gonna be a big disappointment when it comes to you elites of Esau Edom, man. Okay, mainly you elites, man. But they the one that got that, once again, that God complex. Okay, think they're gonna rule forever, man. Okay, through the NWO. Okay, but that through their pride, man. Okay, but once again, YahawashiElectScattered gonna disappoint.
Verse, oh, you had something?
Go ahead.
Verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. Verse 6. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
So all right, being revealed in his time.
Yep.
Okay, at the time now in 2025, man. In previous years, okay, ever since starting the time of what 1969 with Elder Abba Bibbins, okay, High Priest Abba Bibbins, okay, during the time of Warren West, you know, ever since the time, you know, our apostles and elders came about, with all, you know, when Israel, you know, this word had prospered now, okay, it's showing that who the biblical Edomites are today, they're being revealed. But now you got Israelites talking about something. There ain't no Edomites. Okay, the Edomites been done away with. They're the sons of Japheth. Okay, show you how simple they are. Or they might be done, like you see, a lot of the Israelite camps, Israelite leaders done sold out. Okay? Yeah, because if you study, the scripture says study to show thyself approved. Especially when it comes to the tables of nations and understanding these scriptures. Okay, you see that Esau Edom ain't from the bloodline of Japheth. Okay, they come from Shem. Okay, Japheth, one of the sons of Noah. Okay, because Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay, But a lot of our people don't understand. Well, a lot of the Israelites, I say, okay, these false teachers don't understand that when it came to the land of Japheth, okay, mostly was inherited over there in Europe, okay, the land of Japheth, what they call Europe today. They got pushed out of the land by the biblical Edomites, man. Okay, during the time of Alexander, the Greek, okay, and 4 generals, you know, they got pushed out of that land to the point now they're into those certain islands, okay. Now over there in the sons of Japheth, which are known as the Hawaiians, the Samoans, okay, over there in the Fiji Islands, okay, with Thailand, Bangkok, okay, Cambodian, you know, where else damn, Vietnam, you know.
Yeah, Con.
Those are the sons of Japheth. The Philippines, okay, you know, Australia, okay, those are the sons of Japheth, okay, but the biblical Edomites took over that land, okay, just as they trying to conquer all lands and all, okay, they took over, they had occupying our land. Hey, over here in America, okay, they done stole this land, okay, show you who the biblical Edomites are today, man, okay, they done stole Israel, okay, they done were colonized, I say, as well, over here in America. Okay, we know about the history of America, the enslavement of the Negro, Latino, Native Americans over here in America. Start with the native tribes, what it would say the indigenous people. Okay, so they done stole, you know, most of all the lands, man. Egypt. Okay, we know about Ptolemy. Okay, one of the Greek generals. Okay, foreign generals. Okay, that took over Egypt. Okay, Alexander, Egypt. Okay, but we coming to the understanding that Esau, Edom being exposed, man. Okay, and they ain't from the, they ain't no Japhites, man. They Edomites, man. Okay, the wicked.
Because at the end of the day, the scriptures say Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Also Job 9:24. So you got to ask yourself, who is ruling the current world today? You don't, like I say, the only time I hear about Japheth, the so-called Hawaiians, Samoans, the people in those islands, you know, Vietnam, the Philippines, Cambodia, all those different islands for tourism, dealing with the Hawaiians and so on and so forth, and just watching on the goddamn Discovery Channel how fucking wild that they live over there, man. Worshiping all types of, you know, rocks, sea creatures, you know, basically false gods, man, idols.
Hey, Japheth, so, hey, man, fuck Japheth too. I said Japheth so dumbed down, man. They ain't in no level on Esau.
No, man. And Esau dumb as hell within himself.
Too. Yeah. Japheth, damn. That's how you show you, damn. They two different nations, but Esau, Edom, cause he the lowest of all nations. Okay, but having the Lord just set him up at this time, you know, to put him on a, you know, through his pride, you know, put him on a you know, a peak to bring him down, really.
God.
Okay, but Japheth, you know, out of all nations, you know, the Japheth, man, they low. Okay, they low too, but Esau, Edom just low. Okay?
Yeah. Continuing on, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2.
Cause like you said, Japheth ain't ruling nothing, man.
God.
Okay, like you said, they damn out there just damn doing
They on the
whatever.
Discovery
Yeah,
Channel.
yeah.
Like I said, just like how the Hamites.
Ham, yeah.
You know, they always on the Discovery Channel. These motherfuckers poor, man. They living on islands with no type of resources, no type of technology. But Esau, Edom got all types of resources.
Yeah, but
got
one
technology.
thing about it, all these heathen nations had a time they ruled over us, man.
Okay.
Even as low as we are, Japheth over us. That's the thing about it,
Yep.
man. Okay, but although we know when it comes to our seed, we scattered amongst all nations. Okay, that's due to the curses. But even Japheth, the state they at, okay, they even look down upon us, man. Okay, you know, we go, you know, when it comes to a lot of these, cause like we're going to Japheth, when it comes to them islands over there, you got Jake scattered amongst them. Cause we know about the Vietnam War, Jake them over there, Cambodian, Jake over there, Thailand. Okay, we scattered over there. Okay, and these heathen, they know the difference. So even in they low state, they still look at us like, damn man, y'all Negroes, Latino, Hispanics, y'all ain't nothing.
Yep.
Even at their low state, man.
But ultimately, that's that perpetual hatred that's in them. All right, that's how you know that we're not meant to be together, brought together, man. All right, the Lord separate all nations, man. Going back to 2 Corinthians 6 on down to 54, chapter 6, 54 on down, that the Lord separate different nations, Deuteronomy 32 and 8. So the Lord has a separate of nations, man. He separated the nations at the end of the day.
And one thing about Jeff, I say this. Yeah, we've been going into a lot of those the troops that being deployed over here. UN troops, okay, or martial law troops. Okay, Jeff is going to show their hatred too when it comes to the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. Cause a lot of them over here, what they call sleeper cells. A lot of these UN troops, okay, not only just from Europe and other countries, but a lot of them from Philippines, okay, Vietnam, okay, Thailand. They got troops involved with America and NATO. And they're gonna send them over right over here to damn do their business, okay, on the American shores, man, okay? Like I said, the main ones that are gonna get affected the most, or be destroyed the most, or be judged are you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay, they don't speak no English, okay, all they know is damn the kill, man. They at the time be coming into, man.
Verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Yeah, so only YahawashiElectScattered, or YahawashiElectScattered got Esau Edom set up, okay? Okay, that let him doing this thing now until he be taken out of the way. That's going to take place when Yahawah return by the host of the angels, what the world call UFOs, the chariots, okay, or the spaceships, okay, to bring the destruction to Esau Edom, okay? Starting with these elites. Okay, or start with America being destroyed. Okay, the state of Israel. Okay, certain parts of the EU. Okay, all these nations being taken out. They start with Esau Edom. Okay, because it's gonna become a time that this World War III gonna start off as we see it now. It's gonna be troops, okay, gathering together over there in the valley of Jehoshaphat with that Joel 3. Okay, which Jehoshaphat, YahawashiElectScattered, mean the Most High decision or the Most High judgment. You're going to have nations gather together over there to fight. Then they're going to come to the point when Yahawah is going to intervene, okay, by the way of the chariots, what they would call a so-called alien invasion, okay? And when Yahawah return, okay, at the peak of the Third World War, he's going to fight against these nations' armies, okay? That's why also these nations got these space force, these space military, start with America, okay? Russia, China, okay, got their weaponry outside of space, okay, but when Yahawah return, okay, you're gonna decimate all that, okay, 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter go into that, okay, Revelation chapter 19 go into that, okay, and Revelation 12 go into it, okay, but I just quote some scriptures. Yeah, but the point is that when Yahawah return, you're going to take them all out of power, man. Okay? And leading up to that time, during that time, the missile's going to be launched to destroy this place, America. And they're going to indicate the downfall of Esau Edom, right along with the rest of these heathens, man. Okay, their power structure. Go ahead.
Verse 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Okay, so right now, Esau Edom being revealed, okay, by the way of the prophets, okay, through the spirit and power of Yahawah, okay, and also we're going into how their own tongue have fallen upon them as well, okay, these, telling on each other, okay, but mainly the prophets, but then they're going to come upon that Yahawah going to make his appearance, okay, and consume him, okay, by the way of the brightness of his coming, by the way of the chariots, man.
Verse 9, last point. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders.
Yeah, so that Esau Edom coming after the working of Satan. Okay, and so that to show you, us that's in the faith, to show you that we know the biblical Edomites are today, okay, because they're coming after the working of Satan, man. Okay, which the word Satan in the Hebrew, Shaitan means adversary. I mean, being against, okay, Yahawah. Once again, even though The Lord set him up on the left-hand side. Show you that Satan ain't got his own power. Okay, but Esau Edom had fall victim to Satan. Satan. Well, which he fall victim to YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes, being the seed. Let's say that in with Job.
You get it.
Yeah, I got it right here. Job chapter 12, verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his.
All right, with YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes, that's why this devil got the strength and the power to rule over the earth now. But like the brother said, you know, Satan got Esau Edom in a double whammy. All right, because ultimately Satan works for YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes. He basically, Satan is that informant between Esau Edom and YahawashiElectScattered. And you already know Satan is going to choose YahawashiElectScattered, his handlers, his creator.
He ain't got no choice.
He ain't got no choice. It's programmed in him.
But it's on Job 2. We say when he present himself. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Job chapter 2, verse
You started at
what
one.
at Job?
I think it's close, like 1
Yeah,
or 3.
1. Yeah, I started at 1. Job chapter 2, verse 1. And it says again, there was a day when the sons of Yahweh, or the sons of God, came to present themselves before the Lord Yahweh, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord.
That's right.
And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro into the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
All right, and if Satan had total control of his own wicked plots and plans, hey, he would have ignored YahawashiElectScattered. Ultimately, he wouldn't have even paid no mind, but he presented himself to YahawashiElectScattered. It's like roll call. All right, and I want to get that in the GNT. Let's see what it says. It says Satan tests Job's again, and it says when the day came from the heavenly beings. All right, and that lets you know that Satan ultimately is a heavenly being, man. He comes ultimately from the heavens. All right, even though he's the wicked, he is the demons. All right, but they all come from YahawashiElectScattered, that's coming from the heavens, coming on high, not down low, man.
You're like he's really the arch demon or the archangel on the left hand side.
On the left hand side. Continuing on.
The Lord make everything in balance. Okay, we know Yahawashah is on the right hand side. Okay, when it comes to the heavenly hosts on the right hand side, the angels, and when it comes to Satan on the left hand side, okay, he's over the demons. Okay, on the left hand side, that Lord appointed him to. Okay, but YahawashiElectScattered control all things. Or Yahawashah right hand, or the right hand of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, which is Yahawashah, is greater than all. Okay, so even Yahawashah is over Satan.
Continuing on, well, I start at the top. Job 2 and 1. When the day came from the heavenly beings to appear before the Lord Yahweh again, Satan was there among them. The Lord asked him, where have you been? Satan answered, I have been walking here and there, roaming the earth. Basically, in a nutshell, I've been doing what you have been commanded me to do. All right.
They show you how the Lord show his power. He
said, where you been?
Yeah, he blame it.
Yeah, that's that boss talk,
he
man.
ain't know what Satan been.
Yeah,
Satan tell him, hey, I've been doing
I've been
your
roaming the
purpose.
earth, doing the purpose of your will, you know, causing destruction here, mayhem there, causing judgment on the wicked. That's what Satan is supposed to do. All right. Verse 3, or read verse 3 in the KJV.
Okay. Job chapter 2, verse 3. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and eschew evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. He then, because you know the history of the story of Job, which you're reading out of Job. Okay, how Lord, him and Satan made a bet really. They said Job gonna lose his integrity. The trials and tribulation that Job went through. Okay, but this point right here, I'm gonna say when it comes to verse 3, show you that Satan ain't got his own power. Because it says that, verse 3, it says, there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feared Yahweh and eschewed evil, and still he upholdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him. Yeah. So they show you that Lord controls Satan. Say, although you movest me against him.
Because ultimately, YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes had that hedge of protection. It had that protection that Satan wasn't attacking Job, but until this time, until YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes made that bet. And the Lord already know, because to the two-third or a carnal-minded man, they're gonna look at this like, damn, the Lord fucked up for doing that. You know, that was wrong for the Lord to make a bet. But the Lord already knew no matter what, his servant was gonna make him proud, man. All right, the servant was gonna accomplish
he already knew
what he was gonna be set up for.
He was gonna Job
take the victory.
Win.
Yep. And give him more abundance.
Yeah, more, and they give him more abundance at the end of the trials and tribulations. Job is another example for Israel. Okay, at this time. Okay, because when Job first started off, he had all the goodness, the material things, we call it the goodies and all, and the Lord, put him through them trials and tribulations. So that's another example of Israel. But when we first started off, going through hell and everything, but one part of the time we ruled. Okay, then due to our disobedience and everything, the Lord punished us. Okay, still to this time now. Okay, but we know at the end of Job's trial and tribulation, okay, he kept his integrity. Okay, and the Lord delivered him, and he got tenfold. And that's what the Lord gonna do to the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. Okay, so even though we go through our trials and tribulation in hell as a nation or as an individual, okay, we know that eventually YahawashiElectScattered gonna liberate us, man. Okay, we're gonna get the everlasting kingdom and the blessings. Okay, forevermore, man.
Verse 3 in the
GNT. Satan fell against Job, and Satan gonna fail against the nation of Israel. Okay, when it comes to the elect at this time, man. Okay.
Verse 3.
Once again, he's doing the bidding of, not trying to be too deep, but he's doing the bidding of YahawashiElectScattered. And when it comes to the elect, he can't do nothing against the elect, man. Okay, he can trying to come against us, but really it's the power of YahawashiElectScattered. So you can't really give Satan too much credit, man. We couldn't understand that, man. But that's how we like, man. Anything we go through, be like, damn, what the Lord showed. We won't be like, damn, man, Satan. Sometimes we be like, man, Satan, man. That's Satan, man. That the damn devil, man, Satan. Because we know he worked for YahawashiElectScattered, but then we look to the point like, yeah, YahawashiElectScattered showing me something that I can damn prove on, man. But that's why we rebuke Satan, like, man, rebuke Satan, man, damn, Satan, he can't do nothing. Okay, YahawashiElectScattered trying to show me the path, show me the correction, the right way. Okay, it's just Satan just trying to hinder. But that's his job. He supposed to try to hinder
the adversary.
Yeah, just like he trying to hinder Job. Okay, but he definitely got Esau either in the trick bag, like he was saying. Man. And Esau either gonna find out there and Satan can't.
Gonna find out the hard way when YahawashiElectScattered come back, man. Verse 3. Did you notice my servant Job? The Lord Yahweh asks, there is no one on earth as faithful and as good as he. He worshiped me and is careful not to do anything evil. You persuaded me to let you attack him for no reason at all, but Job is still faithful as ever.
He said, you persuaded me.
Yep.
Show you that YahawashiElectScattered. Okay, well, starting with the Heavenly Father, Yahweh at that time, put the spirit on Satan. Okay, to
attack Job.
To attack Job. Okay, but also at the same time, the spirit of Yahweh been with Job. Okay, to endure. Okay, so really it's been a win-win situation for Job. Okay, but he overcome eventually. Okay, even though he taking losses. Okay, and that's how we got to look at it in this lifetime. Okay, when it comes to certain things of this world, material things. Okay, of course we're here in America. Okay, but we know that this place is temporary. Okay, we know this place is not our rest when it comes to Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Okay, so therefore, man, we are try to indulge more and more, preparing ourselves, serving YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes. Okay, and not get caught up into the ways of this world, or the tangible things of this world, or the temporal things of this world, man. Okay? But we know just as the Lord had given, you know, when it comes to these carnal things or material things, the Lord can take, but we also know the Lord can give us the blessing to gain. Okay, and that's what Job had received. He gained more and more the understanding of the word of YahawashiElectScattered or the spirit. Okay, that's why we got the book of Job. To give us the experience, man, that, you know, especially us in this time. Man. The scripture says the things are written aforetimes are written for our learning. Okay, and especially we know, once again, now we come to the point that we coming to the time of the RFID about to be implemented, and they're going to, you know, deplete the dollar. Okay, the physical dollar. Okay, when it comes to, you know, the things of this world, the only way you can have access to these material things of this world, you got to take that RFID micro. Okay, just as, you know, Job had to go through those trials and tribulations, and other men as well. Okay, but Job being an example. Okay, today, man, we just had to, you know, take on a mind frame of, hey, man, fuck this world, man, and the things of this world, man. Okay, the only thing we want is the Lord covering. Okay, when it comes to, you know, the household, our household. Okay, be the Lord will, our family. Okay, the Lord allowed it. Okay, that we be delivered. Okay, you know, you know, when it comes to certain believers. Okay, that just, you know, hey, we just praying YahawashiElectScattered, you know, do it individually, and Lord cover us, man, in our household, man. Okay, and those that truly believe. Okay, and look at Job lost certain possessions, but he gained it more and more. Okay, when it came to the end of his trials, man, and the Lord blessed him abundantly, like the brother your car has said, man.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 13. And he doth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
And we said Revelation 13 and 11.
13 and 13.
Okay, well, that ain't this shit. Now I'm going back on Esau. Esau trying to damn present his miracles now. Okay, when it says he make fire come down from heaven going to his nuclear missiles. Mm-hmm. Okay, but he the only nation that had that capability. Okay, but now the thing about it, you got China, Iran, North Korea. Okay, the Arabs nations, they got nuclear capability now. But Esau always been at the forefront. Okay, having a nuclear capability. Starting with the Oppenheimers. Okay. The elder from LA, Wattazak. Okay, because he make mention of paperclip. But we talked about it about a month ago. Paperclip.
Operation Paperclip.
Operation Paperclip. Showing how he struck these missiles. How he was, how he created these missiles, which is all the will of YahawashiElectScattered. Okay, so one of his miracles is, which is the blessing of the sword, okay, that was given unto him, that he able to shoot or launch missiles, which is going to be his own downfall, okay? But part of his miracle as well is RFID micro, okay, besides advanced technology when it comes to his weapons, okay, it's going to be the RFID micro. Okay, we know about the whole Neuralink, okay? You know, to help people that disabled, okay, when it comes to the brain implant. Okay, you hear about Elon Musk, but he just, one of the posters for it. Okay, but you got a lot of these companies, okay, that for the Neuralink. Okay, when it comes to people being dismembered or disabled to do, certain things when it comes to not doing as a normal human can do. Okay, but now these Neuralinks now they're going there, advance more and more. Technology. Okay, when it comes to their AI and riches, once again, they're miracles. And that's what you're seeing being pushed, man, for chief evil. So I say, who gonna implement? What nation gonna implement? Oh, whites, America. What nation did they Esau, It's simple as that.
Yep, according to prophecy.
Yeah, according to prophecy. He in. Man, that should show you, man. He just damn.
He lost.
He lost, man. How the hell you an Israelite
popping up on the
not
scene.
knowing who in power today, and not knowing that Esau Edom, basically now you can't see that Esau Edom the way he moving now in 2025, man. But he a chief. He a chief.
Just a title for him to
Yeah,
get
just a
money.
title, man.
Get
A lot
money.
of the Israelites is all about the glim and gleam, clout chasing. Okay, and a lot of them are comfortable here. Okay, they'll say Esau Edom. Yeah, Esau, you know, the white, or they'll say the white man is the devil, and that's how far it go. Okay, but they don't go into the intent or the details to show you, okay, why Esau Edom is the devil or the wicked that he is, man. Okay, they just like to see Esau Edom. All they know, if we're gonna get you in slavery, that's it. Okay, y'all done us, you know, of course, you know, y'all enemies and all that, but they don't know the details until the point of end time prophecy, how these devils really moving, man. Okay, because they figure that down, you know, at this time, you know, yeah, we know we in captivity, we know there's enslavement, okay, during the time of 1619, and then the slavery of the Hispanics, Latino tribes, and the Negroes, how we went into the hardcore slavery, you know, the cotton fields and all that, but then it comes to the point, now it's to the point that, damn, you know, because now it ain't that type of slavery now, but more like, you know, like it's the contracts when it comes to the Social Security and all that. But now a lot of our people, they look at it, man, we ain't in slavery now. We got like YahawashiElectScattered, he's trying to build over here in America and all that. Yep. Okay, but they don't know the intent of Esau Edom. Okay, to the point that y'all really still got y'all down, but now we really want to put a CHIP in y'all, man. Okay, we want to damn get rid of you as a nation. Okay, as a whole. Psalms the 83rd chapter go into that, man. Yep. Okay, but a lot of these individuals, when it comes to the leaders of Israel, okay, they push off the day of Jacob's trouble. Okay, they want to build over here in America. Okay, they don't know the, you know, like I say Esau Edom, they don't know the true intent of Esau Edom. They just see that he's just the devil, and of course he's going down, but they don't see that Esau Edom gonna go down. He ain't gonna go down without a fight, man. He gonna damn really roll. You quoted earlier with Revelation 12 and 12, man. Go ahead. I ain't gonna do too much.
This is Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. And that was going into that Operation Paperclip, dealing with those German scientists. I believe it was 500 each, if I'm not mistaken, but you can do the research yourself. Went from you know, stayed in, you know, that part of the world, in the European part, you know, Russia and Iran and all that. Then you had the scientists that came over here in America to create the nuclear bombs, man, the atom bombs, and so on and so forth.
Russia got the better of the scientists.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to show you that the spirit of YahawashiElectScattered is going to be with Russia to destroy this place, America.
Yep, Ezekiel
America,
38.
yeah, because America got, you know, they got their scientists too. They got advanced weapons, but they're going to be a nuclear war. But the thing about it, through the spirit and power of YahawashiElectScattered, Russia's going to just get the best of them.
Yep.
Now you got Russia aiding China, Iran. Okay, that's why Trump then kind of like that, man, you know.
Kind of shaky.
He got like, you know, even though through his pride, you know, Trump damn, he prideful, but he ain't damn really that stupid, even though he is. We know, but Trump like damn, like, that's why he's telling us, so we got to damn do a 2 week, basically a 2 week peace treaty, okay, a 2 week broker, okay, when it comes to the whole conflict with Israel and Iran, you need 2 weeks to think about it. But they, on the other hand, like, nah, man, shit damn so heated. Man, ain't no fucking 2 weeks, man. They already bombarding us with missiles and everything. Okay? So Trump, he in between a rock and a hard place. Okay, when it comes to that whole conflict with Iran and Israel and Iran. They still got to deal with the situations over here in America. The whole ICE situation, the deportation,
the
tariffs.
Yep.
Yeah, so even though Trump be doing the bidding of these elites, but he's still a damn man. He still got to be damn, what the fuck? Well, I'm a damn. What's this shit? So more and more, whatever the elites damn tell him to do, he gonna be like, man, shit, I gotta damn do it.
Yep. Because at the end of the day, it's his job to follow after the elites. and the elites probably promising him a secure safety in the retreats.
So he just I think today I seen a little clip when it came to he arrived back to DC in a doomsday plane.
Damn.
So they show you damn and shit how shit about to go down.
Yep. The spirit of the earth, the spirit of the world, man. Death and destruction is about to happen. War.
And you simple Negro Latinos, Native Americans out here playing games, man.
Yep.
Okay? But that's all right, man. Okay, because YahawashiElectScattered, once again, only for his elect, man. A lot of people that scoff and scorn against the Hebrew Israelites, okay? Putting the day of the Lord off, hey, let them be. Okay, soon they're going to get their wake-up call, man. Okay, when all hell break loose, man.
Verse 14, Revelation 13 and 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they shall make an image to the beast.
And the beast represent the European system, starting with NATO, which America came out of that European system. Okay, let me make a mention from out of Great Britain. Okay, during the time of the wars, Daniel, I think the 7th chapter going into that about the 3 horns. Okay, when it comes to
The French, the Spanish,
and the
British. Yeah.
Okay, and that small horn that came up was America. Okay, they got their, they think they got their liberation or the independence from Great Britain, but they still under Britain, really. Okay, during the time of 17 with was 76. Okay,
Yeah,
really
the independence.
The Independence Day.
Yeah,
Was
1776.
about to come up. Okay, but they still under Britain. Okay, really the Independence Day go back to the elites of Esau Edom declaring the NWO, or trying to saying they won't come with the NWO. Okay, but America's still up under Britain. Okay, even though you got differences now between NATO or the EU and America. Okay.
Continuing on, which had the wound by the sword and did live.
So then that was the ancient Roman Empire.
Yep.
Okay, we know about the 10 vassal states or the 7 heads. Okay, that came out of Rome. Okay, now to this day, the 7 heads. They represent Rome,
Spain, French, Germania Major, Germania Minor, and one more. I got 6. Greece.
But
I can look it up.
it's been Rome, Spain, German, the East German, West German. What we say, France.
Right.
Yeah, you can put it up. Yeah, he's just trying to damn. You had the 10 vassal states, which represent the NATO system today.
Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. That's the times we're living into, via through the Roman Empire, Great Britain, on down to America, and it's going to implement that MOTB, that M-A-R-K, man.
Yeah, but I got it right here. It's 7 heads. I got a little picture, so I'll show you.
Just like call them out, because we was just missing one. We were just missing that one. I didn't think of the top of my head.
So the 7 heads is Germany, Major, the Romans, Rome, French, Spanish.
Yeah, the Spanish.
Germany minor. Okay, so that why make mention of East Germany and West Germany.
Yep.
The British, Greeks. Okay, and that's it right there. Okay, so you got Romans, the French, Spanish, Germany. Okay, East and West, and the British, and the Greeks.
All Edomite nations that ruled those different empires.
It says that, when it says 7 heads is NATO.
NATO and the
which-
EU.
Which NATO is North Atlantic
Treaty.
North Atlantic Treaty
Organization.
Organization.
Yep.
But before they've been known for NATO, they've been known for the Club of Rome, the Club of Rome. Then you got the 10 vassal states, which make up 10 heads. Which part of them 10 heads, which is more than 10 heads now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's over like 30 something, if I'm not mistaken. Yep.
Okay, so they're gonna play a key part. That make up the beast system, Chief Ephraim. Okay, that's where you get the mark of the beast from. Because they're gonna be the ones that implement the mark of the beast when it comes to that NATO system, including America. Okay? And happily Russia and China gonna be involved in it too, because that's how things are gonna move. Okay? Because Russia and China moving towards the same way of a cashless society or digital currency, especially over there in the east.
Yep. Verse 16.
You can see China at the forefront of how they surveillance and everything. People over there in China, they already experiencing the RFID micro. Okay, I remember about a year ago, you had that Moabite woman over there in China. She's been boasting in her RFID micro. Okay, showing it all on social media. Then what happened? The government shut her shit down. She been going to the stores, and I got my RFID micro and all that. And next thing you know, the government, she been talking about the government and all that, and then they shut her shit off, and then she had to come back with a response video. Yeah, they done shut my shit down and all that. But over there in China, they got that type of surveillance.
Yep, social credit system.
Mm-hmm. And Klaus Schwab promoted that. He gave praises to China for that, saying that how China's system is built, we want to build it the same. We want it to be built worldwide, but also mainly here in America. Because once again, America is the beacon of light, the push forth their agenda. Okay, so really all of them in cahoots. Even though they got differences, they fight amongst each other. Well, the main thing when it comes to Russia and China and America, all of them looking forward to who can be the next world dominance.
Yep.
We want to take over America now. Okay? Because now it's to the point, because they got nuclear weapons, they're threatened now, but really about financially. How can we be more advanced technology and financially? Okay? Even though war right there. Okay, war right there, but eventually going to take a turn when it comes to war being involved, man. And that's what the time that we're seeing now. Okay, because these nations now, they trying to evade war, but it ain't gonna be no evading war. Okay, because it's the will of YahawashiElectScattered leading to this place destruction. Man.
Verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
So they say he calls it all. Okay, and it says, as Chief making mention, he said, what nation gonna do it? He said it's gonna be only whites only and all that. It ain't gonna be the Edomites, but it's gonna be it's gonna be the elites, the central bankers, and those that are tied with them. Okay, when it comes to these superpowers, man. Okay? But that's why he said he calls it all, both small, great, rich, and poor. That's for all nations, man. Okay?
Verse 18, here's the wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for the number of the man, and his number is 666.
And that's another indicator we know who Esau Edom is. Okay, because they over here in America, Esau, they love talking about the six, everything you see in 666. Okay, and the media, the numerology, and when it comes to the hand signals and all that. Hey, like I say, the media, the news stations, they always got certainly this 600 people, something died, and they on channel 6, so we know just subliminal messages and all that. Okay, but that 666 really going to stigma. Okay, going into cut. Okay, because the word 6 going to the cut. Okay, that was the word 6 means the cut. Okay, and what they want to do is if you go into the RFID micro, for you to when it comes to the RFID micro, you gotta be an incision. Okay, because it always dang, what that word when it comes to that syringe. Okay,
Palestine.
When it comes to they want to put it in the flesh. You gotta, for you to receive that RFID micro, for those that take the RFID micro, they got to be cut in the flesh. Okay, that's why it goes also to the word mark there in the Greek. When you look into the blue letter, charagma or sharagma, meaning to a cutting in the flesh, or a print, or a stamp, something physical, graving. Okay, meaning to cut. But that's where you get the word 6 from. Or the number, the meaning of the number 6, or the word number 6 meaning cut. Okay, when it comes to the style side stigma. Okay. That's what it go into, man. The cut. Okay. And that's physically on the hands or in the stigma or in the brain. Okay.
Strong's G 5516. Chai, Xi, stigma. Chai, Xi, stigma.
Yep. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, read that, what it said with the
Chi, Sty, Sigma, Stigma. Ain't got stigma.
Strong's G 4742. Stigma. Stigma.
That's the last part of it. It says a mark pricked or pricked in or branded upon a body. The ancient oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to.
Yeah, so the cut in the flesh, meaning something physical. Okay, a device that they're gonna have to use in print. Okay, they merchandise or they I can say merchandise. Okay, basically they slaves, the branding slaves, man. Okay, show you when it comes to IUIC, when it comes to the MOTB, if they go into the word mark there, okay, in the blue letter, that were elder apostles, the elders and apostles start with elder apostle harvest, tell brothers going to the blue letter, okay, because we know the King James version, okay, or the Bible that we mainly read today was translated out of the Hebrew, Greek, and Latin, okay, and when it comes to the English words, they might sound the same, but they got certain words had different meanings. That's why we're going to the blue letter. Okay, and it happened as we just went into the Greek word over there, stigma, or charagma when it comes to the mark there, and that word in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. Okay, we come to understand it's a physical device that got to do with something with cutting in the flesh, man. Okay, and we seeing that being displayed now when it comes to the RFID microchip they want to introduce, soon to be implemented, man. Okay, but that show you there ain't no sin. Okay, although you know when it comes to sin, in order for you to sin, okay, to a certain point, when it comes to sin, yeah, you got to be something. You physically, you know, do some sin, as we in the sinful flesh. Okay. Okay, but they say it is sin. It's sin. Ain't nothing going to be physical. Okay, but first of all, when you do a sin, it starts spiritually. Because you know the law, statutes, commandments. You think spiritually. Man, I ain't going to do that because if I do this, that's going to lead to a sin physically if I damn commit this sin with my physical self. Okay? And we in this sinful flesh. Okay, so it can't be just sin itself. Yeah, it's going to be a sin to take it. Okay? But that when it comes to that word mark there, it's a physical device. Okay, they're gonna implement that. You gotta cut in the flesh to take it to be part of the beast system. Go ahead. I say, I guess we know, you know.
This is Matthew chapter 24.
That for Chief E from them, what beast system going? Man, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can go to the beast system. You saw the Roman Empire all over again. We're happy to stand through Esau, Edom when it comes to the EU, NATO, America, and the agenda they have worldwide. They want all nations to come up under, including Russia, China, and etc. Okay, they want all nations to come up under that.
Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, what shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world. And Yahawashi answered and said, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, and saying, I am Hamashiach of the anointed, and shall deceive many.
Yeah, they're going to these false prophets. Okay, starting with false prophets amongst Israel. Okay, they're misleading their congregation down to the different sets of religions, leaders, Christianity, Roman Catholicism, Islam. Okay, because all of them claim they got the truth. This is the way of the truth, or true living. Okay, yeah, but Yahawashi told the disciples, hey, this is the true meaning of living. Me. Okay, and me represent my heavenly Father, Yahweh. Okay, YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes. Okay, it's a true living power. Okay, the heaven, start with the heavenly Father. Okay, so he's telling them, man, when it comes to these false gods, these different worships of the world, or these different gods or idols, they don't follow them, because they're going to try to come being anointed, which the word Christ or Mashiach in the Hebrew, okay, meaning anointed. Okay, so he's telling them, man, they ain't in the way. Okay, when it comes to different sets of religions and all that. And even to the point now, you saw even the grand scheme of things trying to be the anointed with his technology, his NWO. He's trying to show the way of being a savior, a Messiah, being anointed on the, when it comes to his wickedness. Okay, so they represent also the false prophets, man. Okay, they say that in whatever Revelation about the three unclean spirits that came out of the
I think Revelation
6. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let me see how
Oh, 16 and 13.
16 and 13. I'll get that. It said Revelation chapter 16 and 13. And I saw the three unclean spirits like frogs that came out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. Okay, and we know about the, they going back into the European system or the Roman Empire, man.
Yep.
Okay, because we know the three unclean spirits through the spirit and power of YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes. Okay, which our apostles and elders have broken down correctly when it comes to the men of great millstone. Okay, but we know that the true interpretation of the three unclean spirits that came out of Rome, which represent today the Roman Empire, which will come, or the European system when it comes to the three unclean spirits going into the Vatican. Okay, being the spiritual aspect, when it comes to the wickedness,
Their religion and all that.
Yep. Then you got London to represent the financial situation or the financial format. London. Okay, where mostly the elites are from. Okay, when it comes to the banking system, then you got Washington D.C. that represent the military might. Okay, we know about the Pentagon. Okay, and over here, in America. So that's the three unclean spirits. Okay, but the point I want to make about the false prophets. Okay, because also you saw, okay, when it comes to the technology and the AI, okay, when it comes to the false prophets of being anointed, okay, which falsely, that's the way they're gonna have to, that's the way they're gonna build their NWO and save, save the people, okay. That's gonna be the way, the next way of peace and harmony, or the savior, of saving out of the condition that these people are in. Okay, show you how messed up they is, cause they talking about saving the people, but they the ones who damn destroy the nations and stuff and all that. So what do you think they're going down talking about through their technology? They're gonna help aid and save them. Okay, they the ones who damn destroying everything. We know the only true savior is YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes. Okay, that come back to deliver the nation of Israel only, man. Okay, starting with the elect.
Verse 6, Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
And so we're hearing that. Okay, wars and rumors of wars. Okay, we're going to Israel and Iran. Okay, Russia and Ukraine. Okay, you still got to deal. And now you got Israel. You got to deal with Iran. They still got to deal with Palestine and Hamas. Okay, to their mind, they just trying to further more their agenda to take over the the Middle East and all that. Okay, but you got China. in America, China and Taiwan, over in the Black Sea, China and Taiwan. That's still down.
Yep.
Okay. The thing about I look up, they say where most of the RFID micros are being produced. Okay, it's all over there in Taiwan. Okay, we talk about how China they pushing that type of system. Okay, so I wonder why they trying to seize. Now you gotta wonder why they trying to seize Taiwan. Because Taiwan is one of the countries that produce a lot of those RFID micros. Man.
Yep. Technology.
When it comes to the silicone and all that. Okay, but then you got America want to be involved. Now we got to then stop China from getting the season X, so we can have that type of technology. Okay, but it all pinpoints that all are moving toward that type of technology, that type of resource. Okay, it's the reason why Taiwan is a hot topic as well. Now it ain't hot right now, but in the background, like when it comes to Taiwan, because you look up where's most of the RFID micros are being produced, and in Taiwan. And China on the seas are trying to cover that, take them resources, and America as well. Okay, all these nations.
Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Have you seen it? Earthquakes in diverse places, famine. Okay, more food shortages about to take place. We talk about the tariffs about to take effect more and more here in America. You seeing it now? Well, you seeing it now, man. We come to the grocery stores, the retail stores, the restaurants. Okay, hey, business as usual, as it would say. We believe it now. It takes more dollars. Okay, because the volume of the dollar is going down, so it takes more dollars. Okay, things going up. Okay, the dollar, the volume at the same time, they tax you on the stuff as well too. Okay, so that's gonna lead to more hyperinflation. Okay, or more inflation. Okay, so we in that time. Really, they want to crash the system, gradually bring in a digital system when it comes to that RFID micro. Okay, that's why everything now leading to more social credit-based system or credit-based system. Okay, when it comes to the universal income and all that, they want to push.
Verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows.
So you see that. And they can say famine, pestilence, looming pestilence. They always say that certain crisis. Okay, they can play on anything when it comes to the release. Okay, to establish the end of the yoke. Okay, you got the term polycrisis. More than one crisis they can use to bring in the end of yoke. You got the whole ICE situations, the deportation, the threat of terrorism. Okay, the threat of global, economy collapsing, okay, like I say, famine, etc. It could be a natural disaster. They can, you say earthquakes. Okay, this place then, if you come in the time of summer, they're already experiencing severe heat, temperature going up. Okay, you got certain states here in America experiencing tornadoes, floods. Okay, so they can use anything, bringing that MOTV in when it comes to the surveillance part, leading to buying and selling.
Okay. Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
And that's going to the elect, the hopeful elect. Okay, them that we shall be part of. And all for you to endure to the end, hey, you got to be paying attention. Okay, mostly being the spirit and power, YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes. Okay, the Lord giving us this understanding to endure. Okay, to get through the trials and tribulations. Okay, as this day, man, every day, man, we go through our daily walks. Okay, going through the trials and tribulations, the fire, adversity. Okay, the Lord said eventually He's gonna make His men more precious than fine gold. Okay, and we know about in order for gold to be purified, got to go through that fire. Okay, so the Lord sees men at that. Okay, but it comes to the point, those that endure to the end. Okay, when it comes to at the point of all hell breaking loose, especially when it comes to those other individuals, okay, that call in the faith. Okay, like I said, hopefully being chosen. But those that endure the hour of temptation when it comes to that RFID micro. Okay, to keep going. Okay, and that's the time that we in now to keep enduring. Okay, when we got a chance, more and more to be ahead, knowing the truth, knowing the times that we in, and measuring the times. Okay, watching. Okay, times, the point of times of prophecy where we at. Because when all hell break loose, as the scripture says, a lot of our people gonna be cut off as a thief in the night. Okay, unexpected. Okay, a lot of people don't know about the technology of the RFID micro. Okay, the agenda of these elites. Okay, like certain Israelite leaders. Okay, that did tap in varying from the RFID micro being the MOTB. Okay, because a lot of them comfortable here in this world, man. Okay, but when all hell break loose, man, the elder apostles of the heart say, and the rest of the apostles and the brother on down, the great storm, and the brother on down, said things gonna move quick. Okay, the RFID gonna be a game changer, man. Okay, it's gonna be the biggest. I told you so. And it says in Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5, going into how then they shall know a prophet have been among them. Okay, when it comes to the true men of YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes. For us of the hopeful elect, we're looking to endure until the end. And that's why we're preparing ourselves now. As it says in Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6.
Verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that's what we are witnessing now. We're preaching unto all nations, Isaiah the 34th chapter. All right, so that the elect may be sealed, because the elect is scattered amongst all nations. That's why we use the internet for this truth to travel through the spirit and power of YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes.
You got Israel scattered worldwide. So the elect gonna be delivered worldwide. Okay, when it comes to Matthew the 24th chapter, that you just been reading later on in the chapter, Matthew chapter 24, verse 29 through 31, going into how Yahawashi is going to gather the elect worldwide, but mainly this place America, because this is where the main destruction is going to take place. Okay, when it comes to those missiles. But I'm gonna read this, and I guess we get ready to close. This is Isaiah chapter 33. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength for salvation. The fear of the Lord, YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes, is his treasure.
Yep, and that's straight to the point, man. All right, fear YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes, for wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our times. Up and coming nuclear destruction, Jacob's trouble, martial law, ultimately the MOTB.
Yeah, the main thing.
Our temptation.
The main thing we've been focused on, doing this lesson, MOTB. Okay, so the elect is not going to take that MOTB, even when it comes to being a martyr. Okay, dying in the faith. Okay, because we know that when it comes to the MOTB, we know we're going to be concentration camps, checkpoints, and all that. Okay, people that are being snatched up and all that. Okay, but us that's in the faith, even if we have to come be in that situation, being a martyr, the Lord gonna deliver his elect, okay, out of that situation, or even if they have to meet death. Okay, because the ones that die in the faith are gonna be the first ones risen up, okay, of the elect. Okay, when Yahawashi return to gather the rest of the elect that remain. Okay, so the elect ain't gonna take the MOTB. Okay, really the MOTB gonna be for the 2/3, man. So the Lord can justify them, be justified to destroy them by the way of the missiles. That show you how much the Lord is gonna bring judgment upon them. Even though He loved Israel, because He said eventually Isaiah 14, all Israel gonna be saved. Okay, or be but that gonna come during the time of the kingdom. Okay, because the 2/3 gonna come back being the sons and daughters of the elect in the kingdom. Okay, which is reincarnation. But this time is all about the elect. The elect ain't gonna take that MOTB. Okay, more and more you seeing the apostles, elders. Okay, speaking on the MOTB. You got Israelite camps concerning speaking about the MOTB. Okay, at the same time, they is moving towards the MOTB about to be presented. So we in the times now, man. Okay, it's all through the spirit. Okay, so it's all about enduring. keep trusting in YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes, okay? And eventually, us are the hopeful elect, man, things gonna be good. Okay, because like I said, we got a chance, or advanced chance, knowing this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding these scriptures and applying them and measuring the times, know that, hey, the Lord is with us, man. Okay? Being our guide. Okay, as it says in 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 7 throughout. Okay? You go ahead and come.
So with that, we pray that it was edifying through the spirit and power of YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes. All right, we're going to close out by giving all praise and glory and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach us this truth. In the spirit and power of YahawashiElectScattered12Tribes, peace, love, and blessings to the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great. Till next time, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom to the nation of Israel, the elect. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.